Hello and welcome to Nerd Central Continued, Nerd Central's pseudo after show. Let's go straight to the next installments of Taking a Bite, Behind the Magic, and Scary Movie 101.
Good evening and welcome to Taking a Bite with me, Katie. Last week I put the Meg up against Jaws the Revenge, and Meg was our winner. This week I will be putting the Meg up against Jaws. Who will come out on top? That's what we are here to find out. Jaws is the first movie out of the Jaws series, and the first movie to really make a shark movie popular. Jaws is about Police Chief Martin Brody, who is in charge of all of the beaches after a shark attack. After the shark attack, everybody was so scared, so they decided to close down the beaches. A local fisherman went out and he actually caught a tiger shark. The mayor decided that this was the shark behind all the attacks, so he decided to open up all of the beaches. But Chief Brody found evidence of a great white shark and thought that the beaches should remain closed. The mayor wanted to keep the beaches open because it was the busiest weekend of the summer. But during this weekend, the shark reemerges and kills a boater. Chief Brody wanted to do more research, so he takes Quint and Hooper back out to the ocean. At nightfall, the shark comes back to the boat and rams it, causing major damage. It slowly starts to sink. Hooper decides to get into a steel cage to try to get closer to the shark. This way he can maybe shoot it with poison. But the shark ruins the cage before he even gets a chance to kill it. Chief Brody decides to shove an air tank into the shark's mouth and then shoot the air tank with a rifle, causing the shark to explode. I want to start off by saying that Jaws soundtrack made this movie. I couldn't imagine seeing a shark attack without the classic song to come with it. I like how this movie isn't just about killing a shark. It includes his family, and Chief Brody's whole goal is to protect the people, not just kill a shark. He wants his family and the people he takes care of to be safe. Speaking of Chief Brody, the actor Roy Schneider was the perfect person for this role, and the cast chemistry in this movie is brilliant. Brody, Quint, and Hooper together really made this movie. Jaws came out in 1975, and for that time period, this shark is incredible. You never really get to see the whole thing, but that's the mystery of it all. Even though we don't get to see the whole shark, there are still some scenes that capture how amazing it looks. I have said in previous shows that not getting to see the full shark attack makes it boring, but Jaws is my one exception. We may not get to see the whole shark attack, but it is still terrifying. Alright, it's that time again. It's time for another Shark Showdown, the Meg versus Jaws. Who will be tonight's winner of this week's Shark Showdown? Can I get a drum roll, please? The winner of this week's Shark Showdown should come to no surprise at all. It's Jaws. If it wasn't for Jaws, would there even be a Meg? This movie was one of the first major blockbusters and cannot be beat. Jaws is the #1 shark movie in my books and deserves that title. And that is it for Taking a Bite.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hello and welcome back to the final episode of Behind the Magic. My name is Raylyn, and with our final episode, I wanted to talk about the new Wizarding World series, Fantastic Beasts. Let's get started. The first two Fantastic films are a prequel to the Harry Potter series. It tells the story of what happened before Lord Voldemort came around. It falls around a magizoologist named Newt Scamander, a very young Dumbledore, and a dark wizard named Grindelwald. Part 1 of the Fantastic Beasts series, Where to Find Them, was originally a school textbook mentioned several times in the Harry Potter series. J.K. later went on to write and release a Fantastic Beasts textbook in 2001. In September of 2013, it was announced that they would be making a Fantastic Beasts series. A year later, it was announced that it would be at least a trilogy, and now it is rumored that there might be a total of 5 films. J.K. Rowling is one of the producers for this film, along with the original Harry Potter producer, David Hyman. She is also now making her debut as a screenwriter with the films, the original Harry Potter series writer, David Close. The films are also directed by David Yates, who directed several of the last Harry Potter films. The cast for the new films includes Eddie Redmayne, Newt Scamander, Colin Farrell, Graves, Catherine Waterston, Tina Goldstein, Dan Folger, Jacob Kowalski, Alison Sudol, Queenie Goldstein, Ezra Miller, Credence Barebone, and Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. Filming for the first movie began on August 17, 2015. Although the film takes place in New York City, the filming took place in the Warner Brothers studios in London and in Liverpool. This film, like all of the original Harry Potter films, consists of a lot of special effects for spells, the beasts, and the destruction of New York City. Here are a few clips that show this process. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them premiered on November 10th, 2016 and grossed $814 million worldwide. The second film has a surprising new face, Jude Law as young Albus Dumbledore. Some other new cast members include Zoe Kravitz, Letta Lestrange, Callum Turner, Theseus Scamander. Filming began July 3rd, 2017, filming in London, Switzerland, and Paris. And on November 16th, 2018, The Crimes of Grindelwald premiered, grossing a total of $653 million worldwide. This was the lowest total for the Wizarding World franchise. Many believe this is due to the controversy surrounding Johnny Depp's casting and the domestic violence allegations against him. And this is our run through with the new Wizarding World franchise, Fantastic Beasts. Thank you so much for joining me this year as we explore the wonderful magical world of Harry Potter. My name is Raylyn, and this was Behind the Magic. Hello, welcome back to Scary Movie 101. I'm your host, Bailey Ramsey, and today I'll be diving into the 2018 film Hereditary, so this is your spoiler warning. The movie starts out with the funeral of the family's grandma. As the movie goes on, the daughter Charlie starts to act weird. After going to a party with her brother Peter, she starts to go into an allergic reaction. As Peter was driving to the hospital, Charlie stuck her head out the window to get air, but her brother had swerved and hit a post, ending up decapitating Charlie. After Charlie dies, the family starts to get even more weird. The mom, Annie, brings Charlie's spirit back, freaking the rest of the family out. Annie figures out to send Charlie back she has to burn her sketchbook. She tries to convince her husband to throw it in the fire for her so she would die instead of him, but he doesn't. So she does it and catches her husband on fire and kills him. Annie is possessed by her deceased mother and tries to hurt her son. Peter locks himself in the attic when he sees random people, causing him to jump out the window. He watches his headless mother float into their treehouse, so he decides to follow. Peter becomes king payment of the devil worshippers. This movie was trash. The first 40-ish minutes were so eventful I didn't understand how they could add anything else to it. New things were being added and it just became annoying to watch. This movie really messed with me. The fact that Charlie cut off a bird's head, then her head got cut off, and then the end, 2 other people had their heads cut off. It was stupid. The mom is a freaking crazy bat. She would recreate things into small dolls and houses. She tried to light her kids on fire and dreams about telling her son she didn't want to be his mother. I really want to know what was going through these people's minds who wrote this. What makes you want the daughter to get her head decapitated, then her mom make a doll set of it? Wackadoos, that's all I can say. Don't even get me started on how long the movie was. 2 hours. 2 hours, and I will never get that back. I could have had my laundry done in that time. This could have been a 30-minute video and it would still be trash. Not at all what I was expecting. I thought the daughter had some weird freaky powers that she got from her grandma, but it was not that at all. This movie really grinded my gears, and I do not recommend watching this movie. This movie doesn't deserve a whole heebie-jeebie, so I'm giving it a 10th of a heebie-jeebie out of 10. On that note, I'm Bailey Ramsey, and this has been Scary Movie 101. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you next fall.
Thanks, ladies. That's going to do it from Nerd Central Continued. You can check out all episodes of Nerd Central Continued, and all of the other KNWT shows by clicking right over here. Plus, you can check out this week's Nerd Central right here. See you in the fall.